everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Big Shot Breakdown. We're going to go over 4 college basketball games for Friday, February 28th, 2025. Now, if you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my top play in college basketball, that's my Bank Shot Best Bet, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. It's the final day of February. Here are the games for Friday in college hoops. First up, it's Manhattan and Canisius. This one, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on ESPN+. Now, Canisius may be 3-24 on the season and not so great, 11-16 against the spread. But the Golden Griffins have looked like a completely different team in their most recent games. They've really, I would say, the last 10 days or so, just really a competitive effort from Canisius. They've covered in 3 straight. They won the last game outright over Siena as a double-digit road dog. And while the final score says it was a 5-point score, it was really a double-digit lead for Canisius, basically from start to finish. They were in control of that game. Siena was able to dress it up a little bit at the end to make it more respectable on paper, but really great showing from Canisius. Their offense is on a roll, and we knew this was a good shooting team. I mean, they're actually a top 30 three-point shooting team and a top 65 free-throw shooting team in the country. Their defense has been the big problem. They're ranked dead last in adjusted defensive efficiency, but that defense is stepping it up a little bit in recent games. Manhattan's not really in the best form. They've lost back-to-back games against, we saw them lose to Iona and Quinnipiac. I think Canisius, I know you could definitely say this is a letdown spot for the Golden Griffins, but they're the team that's in better form right now compared to Manhattan. I'm going to roll with the home team in this one in Canisius. Next up, we have Marist and Sacred Heart. This one, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on ESPN+. I think the line is pretty telling in this game because when you look at these two teams, Marist is in first place in the standings while Sacred Heart really in the middle of the pack, yet we see a very tight line because Sacred Heart's at home. These teams have yet to play, yet this season, but when you look at Sacred Heart, I think they're a really underrated team in this conference, a team that I think can go on a run in the conference tournament, while Marist, on the flip side, I think they're a little bit overvalued right now. I mean, their defense has been strong this year, and a lot of that's because they're a great defensive rebounding team, but also, shot quality-wise, that defense is not as great as the adjusted efficiency numbers may suggest. So I think we see some regression from Marist defensively as the season continues. I mean, we just talked about Canisius playing really good basketball, but one of the teams that Marist just played was Canisius, and they gave up 81 points to the 3-win Golden Griffins team. So I think Marist defense, we see some regression going forward. I think this is a really tough spot for them on the road. I look for Sacred Heart to win the turnover battle in a big way. Give me Sacred Heart in this one. Next up, we have UCLA and Purdue. This one, 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox. I think because of Purdue's 4-game losing streak, we're getting the Boilermakers at a really good price in this game. Yes, they're on a 4-game skid, but 3 of those losses were on the road. They return home here against a UCLA team that I just don't trust its offense on the road for 40 minutes. I think UCLA's defense can go toe-to-toe with anybody, but you got to be able to score the ball consistently in this league. And that's where I think Purdue has the upper hand because I also think Purdue's defense is quite underrated. And we know the Boilermakers could score. They're a great 3-point shooting team, which is important against UCLA. They should be able to get a lot of open looks from the perimeter in this game. Give me Purdue in this one. I think this is a good get-right spot for them. And the final game we're to talk about for the Friday card in college basketball, it's Kent State and Akron. This one's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Now, I liked Kent State in the first meeting between these two, but that was an Akron win and a pretty comfortable victory as well. Akron really used that, for the great start to that game. They were up 24-9 by the end of the first 10 minutes. Kent State really had no chance of getting back, but they played well in the second half, Kent State did. Defensively and on the offensive side, they were able to get things going, and I think they can build off of that in the second meeting. And we just took Ohio over Akron on Saturday. That was our MAC game of the month as well, and that was a blowout win for Ohio. And Akron followed it up with a not-so-great showing at Ball State. Gave up 82 points in that game. I do worry a little bit about this Akron defense right now. It is struggling right now, and when you look at Kent State, this is a strong defense. I mean, they so far this year, top 100 in adjusted defensive efficiency, top 60 in three-point defense. They forced turnovers. They were one of the best rebounding teams in the conference. So Akron was able to make some tough shots early in the first meeting between these two, but Kent State should be able to force a lot of tough shots in this game, just like it did in the second half of that one. And I think Kent State, if it can get this offense going a little bit quicker than it did in the first meeting, it should be able to compete, at least cover the number, and if not, pull off the outright upset in this revenge spot. I wouldn't be surprised to see these two teams in the semis or the finals of the MAC Conference Tournament or Championship. but I'm going to go with Kent State in the second meeting plus the points as the road dog. And that's it. Those are the games for Friday in college hoops. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium, and there is a link in the description. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.